right there. Good morning. Let me just double check if everything is fine. I think we're live. Yes, I see people coming in. Great. Super. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. We're just getting the technique right, so bear with us for a few minutes. Wonderful. Welcome. Good morning. Let's get the music to you there. So, October 6th. Welcome to all of you.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, because we really feel with these ever-growing numbers, we're able to do miracles. And that's what we have been designed to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for being with us. And we ask all of you, if you can, to support our work in the world. And please share this video and like our page or subscribe to the newsletter on our website, because it's so important that we grow our community. The times are very special. Let's put it like that. And the more we are working in the light realms, the more we are creating the new. And we have clearly understood the importance of bringing in as many people as possible to create these light fields, not only today, but for the coming periods. So it's very critical. It's very important that we are together. It's very important that we bring in as much love and light as possible all together. So we really appreciate your support in that. If you know people who really should be working with us, either live or do the recording of this, it's of great importance. And I just want to say one more thing. We will be posting another post about some of our other social media channels, which we will be moving into also. We've mentioned it before a couple of months ago, but I don't know if you've been aware that Facebook has been down 2 days ago, I think it's now. And we really feel that we also need to actively be present in our Telegram account, so that we have a place to go to if, just in case, let's put it like this. So we will be posting that, and we ask you and invite you to subscribe to these channels so that you know where to find us. And we're getting ready to get these channels all organized in a good way. Yeah. So just that you know.
And so for anyone who's new to this work, we'll just maybe briefly mention that we work with Sacred Heart Dreaming, with Inner Alchemy, for the transformation of consciousness on Earth, to bring in the new consciousness for the golden era. So if something does not resonate, then please leave it. Only take what resonates for you, because you are your own master. You are on your own path, and you're here only to take what is right and feels good for you. So if you feel like you're more of a space holder rather than coming in to do the work, then we are very grateful, because it's a really big service. It's very, very important to have space holders also.
Yeah. They hold this wonderful presence for everybody who's doing the work in a very neutral yet very present way, so that the divine rays can really come in a big way. And that is what we are working with. We're working with the Sacred Hearts and with sacred intelligence in a way that are brought in consciously into the earth realm through us as earth dwellers.
That's a nice
human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just want, before we go into the astrology, I want to thank everybody who gave a donation last time. We really appreciate any donation. It makes our work possible. It's the only thing we're doing, actually, to be of service to all of creation. So with your help, we can continue to do this in an unconditional way. So if you feel called to share with us some of your abundance, please feel into that, and we will post also on where you can bring in your donations. But a deep thank you for any gift that is
thank you so
given.
much. Thank you.
It's really appreciated. Yeah. So we have a special day today.
Yeah, we've been talking about this special day for about 2 weeks now. Prepare.
Yeah. So we're coming together in this feminine Christ consciousness work on 2 specific days under this theme, which is today, October 6th, and Sunday, October 10th. Actually, on the same time, just that you know. So it will be on this time again on Sunday,
8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. And we are really, we are really having 2 incredible strong portal days today and on the 10th of the 10th on Sunday. And it's a very special portal day today in what I would say is a pivotal week and is a pivotal month because this October month, from an astrology point of view, is actually holding the base energy for what we also will be seeing in 2022. So it's good to really be conscious of the energies that are moving through us this month, be aware of them, work with them consciously to move them through our system, to gain the treasures out of it. Because once we've had these treasures, it will be in a way easier and smoother to navigate also through 22, the year to come. But what is very interesting today is that Pluto, the planet Pluto, is moving direct today. And we are having a new moon, the new moon in Libra. So we have this energy of new beginnings with the intention for ultimate harmony and inner peace. And in this moment, when Pluto is moving direct, Pluto is really about the energies of deep transformation, often going through death processes. So really letting go of things that do not belong to the new earth anymore. And from there, you create a kind of blank 0 point on which you can start building the new again. So sometimes these processes can be deep, especially if you've taken on in your life's journey a specific path to transform specific things. But for some, it's really the moment that it's like this 0 point and start building up again your new life. So it's a very strong energy. And at these moments when these planets who have been moving, let's say, retrograde, when they come to a standstill, which has been the last period, and then they move direct again, it's really a moment that you feel it in all of your systems. So you might feel on a very subtle way that there is something moving forward again as of today around the theme of transformation, deep power, which is of course also reflected in the outer world, the themes of power and transformation. And it's up to us in the work that we're doing, the spiritual work, to be on the side of the light and the love when it's in relationship to power, to hold that inner power and set intentions today with the new moon that is really in the field of this harmony and peace and ultimate balance among all living beings, that we intend that this power is for the greater good of that, because then we're really holding that field that we're so deeply longing for, dreaming of, and already living in a way. I must also say the energies are still and they will remain very, very intense on all levels. We're not only having the planet Pluto around us as an influencer on our behavior. So, and we see that reflected in the outer world. But and yes, today we have Sun, Moon, conjunct Mars and Mercury, and square Pluto, and all these kind of things. And I can say really intense things about that. But I feel that within the astrology, we also have to take another step into understanding what that means in a new world. And that means also that the themes that are touched today are themes about the I am in a united way. When Sun and Moon are conjunct, you can also say like the feminine and masculine is conjunct. It is the one that is radiating the I am in the outer world and is the I am in the inner world. So there's many ways of looking into and understanding the astrology. And with the new consciousness coming in, we see also that is slightly changing, though we're still in a transition phase. So you can feel all these themes rising in the way that they are still present in you. So please work with that. Take advantage of the Libra energy that we're in, the one that is looking for ultimate balance in relationships between all humans, the one-on-one relationships. So be conscious of that. If something comes up that's super strong and wants to take over emotionally, really be with it, become silent, and use the power of transformation for the greater goods. So yeah, I mean, I can say so much more about it, but I really want to empower this part today, that you've kept it with you for this week to come. This is not just a feeling of this day when Pluto moves direct, because it's we say a slow planet, that it's moving slowly. So it's like a train that starts moving direct again. So you will sense that the coming periods that it's moving direct again. Yeah.
So in a way, Pluto is an ally for us to really move out anything that no longer is serving us.
It is definitely an ally. If we connect to it in a conscious way, it's a deep ally for deep transformation. And if you're still in a process of purification, healing, it is the best support you can have, because it will support you with the energy to go deep and to clean it out all. I mean, it's a force that does not leave anything unseen. So that's also a benefit of working with it. But okay, that's, I think, enough for today on the astrology. Yeah. No, we had this wonderful experience yesterday in the preparation.
My goodness me. We always we put out this invitation for these global gatherings last week, and we had no idea the speed of transformation of consciousness that was going to happen. And wow, yesterday it just took us to a completely other level that we absolutely did not expect. And that was with Hecate, who came into our field. She's the Egyptian frog goddess, and we had no idea who she was from this lifetime anyway. Now we're starting to remember. And she is a being who helps midwife new life, new consciousness into the earth realm. So under her guidance, we were taken into a deep, deep process yesterday, totally unexpected, of downloading the new human diamond template, the whole template into our light bodies. And we didn't know that something like that was possible. It felt enormous for one sitting to see that happen. And we witnessed as these bands of energy were moving through the system, different colors, different frequency patterns, different intelligences in these bands. Some of them went through the whole body, others only appeared in some places. And the speed of the download of this template was something that we have never, ever experienced. I don't know if we measured the hertz that our brains were in. I don't know what number we would get to, but it felt like our brains were activated at a level that we don't know until today. So, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So we are going to be working with her today. That's what she has asked. So yeah, it's a great invitation, actually, and it fits actually, when I'm thinking about it, exactly with this energy of Pluto, to go that deep, to go so profound in the new energies, to allow them to come in. Yeah.
And it's something also we want to say to you when we're going to be working, like, really stay centered, stay in allowance, because there's no way your mind will catch up with this speed. We've been really, and we're kind of trained in this work, also watching it. And there was only the question and the invitation to be present. And I feel that also comes with the theme that we are asked to bring in for these days, the feminine Christ consciousness. And we want to say something about it, because we work a lot in that field, of course, coming and overseen by Mary Magdalene and all the work we're doing. But our understanding of the feminine Christ undergoes a continuous change among all of us, because our consciousness is always changing. And for some people, one aspect of the feminine Christ may be important at a certain time of our lives, and then another aspect may arise to the surface. And we may resonate more with Mary Magdalene, or with Mother Mary, or other ascended masters, or with archetypes like Eve or Lilith. I mean, it's really depending on aspects we are needing to integrate into our lives in order to be whole. And I think another way of saying feminine Christ consciousness is Sophia Christ consciousness. And it is in the power of Sophia that we honor all that is. It's a field of unity. She's holding this field of oneness. And ultimate creation, and she has so many faces. And what we understood why the feminine Christ consciousness was brought in specifically now, I mean, it's there always, yeah, it's the underlayer, but specifically in these weeks, we were told that it is the antidote in a way to the crumbling patriarchal system that is happening now, which is also what's happening with the Pluto energy. I mean, everything that doesn't belong here for the higher good of the evolution of humanity will be crumbling down, which is the dominant patriarchal system until all the energies are in balance, both the feminine and the masculine, so to speak. So in this period, we are asked to use the energies of harmony and bring anything into our lives that is not in balance into balance. So that is the work for now. And
so we are really grateful to actually be doing this work today, because tomorrow, well, for some maybe today, tomorrow is the beginning of Navaratri, which is a festival dedicated to the divine feminine that's celebrated in India. And so for the next 9 days, there will be the divine feminine will be celebrated, honored in many of our different aspects. So it's a time to really connect to these energies and to be with them outside of our meetings, of course, for the next 9 days, to be conscious that this is a time when these energies will be very much amplified here on Earth.
Yeah. And it's interesting for those who are not aware with they don't know Navaratri. Every day there's another theme.
Yeah.
So all these faces and all these needs that we have to allow the wholeness of the divine feminine into ourselves is offered there also in the festivities that are happening there. So
knowing that the divine feminine is infinite.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to remember there is no limit. I mean,
yeah.
We become whole when we connect to that unlimited infinite space within ourselves and accept in ourselves all that we are. Yeah.
Both men and women.
Both men and women, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
We were also talking this week about end cycles, and we are living during a period of time when many end cycles, both economically, ecologically, electromagnetic, are coming together, which is what makes this time so challenging in all senses. But we are told by the new scientists that our bodies and our systems are wired to thrive in adversity.
That's very important.
That is super important. So we are wired to thrive. Yeah, just keep that really close to your heart.
Yeah.
And so we need to understand that we are built to not only survive, but to prosper during this time of, let's say, challenge and difficulties, things to overcome. And it is very, very important as we perceive what is happening in the world to know that we are wired to have a lot of energy, that our whole system is built for that, and to feel good when the times are tough. That's what we can do because we are sovereign. We have the inner power to stay in that state. Whatever happens, there's no one who can control us in that way. So we are wired to receive all the energy, everything infinite is possible, and the intelligence that we need when there are challenges on our path. Because this intelligence, together with our incredible experience on Earth for many lifetimes, creates wisdom and inner peace. So, you want to say something more about this cycle?
Yeah, it's really, I mean, it's really interesting. It's nice to make this conscious so that we understand more of what's happening, but actually we're in a time where the electromagnetic field of our planet, we're told by scientists, has different cycles. So there's one cycle, which is around 17 year cycle. And when the electromagnetic field gets stronger and weaker, and when the electromagnetic field is very strong, then we feel good. The human body thrives in that kind of an environment, and our psyche, our emotional body. And when the electromagnetic field gets weaker, then our system, the human behavior tends to become more violent. People are less happy. And this is when we see wars and conflicts. And so it's important to know that we right now are in a weak point in this cycle. The medical world has labeled people who are suffering from decreased electromagnetic field as people who have a magnetic deficiency syndrome for this reason. And so this 17-year cycle is one of the electromagnetic cycles, but there's another larger one, which is that approximately 180 years ago, the electromagnetic field of the planet started to decrease on Earth. So that, in addition to the amount of time we're spending in our in houses, buildings, cars, all of this has an impact on our body. So people can feel fatigue or insomnia, feel depressed, because our electromagnetic field is operating in connection with the system. However, we are now at a point where we are activating our own electromagnetic system, our own light bodies. And these electromagnetic systems of ours, the light body, have charge that is equivalent to a city of about 15,000 people. They're detectable by military systems. So we actually are capable of generating our own electromagnetic system that allows us to thrive, even when the Earth's electromagnetic field is very weak. So this is also one of the ways that we are coded to thrive at this time. And our challenge in our work, in a way, is to keep our light body charged. How do we charge it? Well, by going out in nature, by doing work with these higher frequency realms. There are many ways to charge a light body. So we just wanted to kind of bring that to our attention in a way, so that we understand that we are sovereign in more ways than we can imagine at this time.
Which is also what's happening when we're doing this work. Huh?
That's right.
The meditations brought in the fields are really charging your light body.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so if you feel that, also go back to the meditations. I mean, they're here for you. So use them, and be aware also that our light bodies, our human light bodies, are transmitters. In that way, we also nourish the fields and we create anew. So, I mean, the light body is what enables us to be a transmitter. And we know over the critical mass of 14% needed, that Friedhof Capra claimed was needed to move the world to a new level of consciousness.
Yeah.
And we're doing this through the activation of the light body and by accessing these higher dimensions of intelligence. Yeah. So in the work we're doing also today.
So maybe you can say a little bit more about the transmitter and what that.
Yeah. I mean, what we mean by transmitters is that many of us are consciously using our solar power that we've brought in all the work we've been doing the last 1.5 years inside of ourselves, because there's the source of solar power to emit information and frequency patterns into the collective field. Yeah. So because we're all part of that field, there's no separation. I mean, we are the fields by definitions. We can function in this field in various ways. So let's look at it as from a human perspective. First of all, we can send our personal trauma into the field when we are living a specific trauma, which can be a very big trauma or a small trauma during the days. That's what we're transmitting in the field. So be conscious of that, what's happening there, and why it's so important to work with these traumas, to move them on, because in that way also we transmit the balance and the harmony into the field. The second thing is that we can be neutral in the field, feeling the field as it is. We're moving in the fields, or we are resonating with various frequencies in the collective fields without really engaging with them. We're just observing them, they're there. And then I think the third one of transmitting is that we can be very conscious solar forces, programming the field with new consciousness, which is also something we do in our meditations when we're asked to do so. But it's also something you might feel called as, let's say, a light worker, or to do in specific moments, to really bring the solar force that you've brought in to increase the inner solar power, and then consciously bring it into the field through the work with the pineal glands. So, during the last decades, the stability was retained on Earth through the consistent meditational work of yogis and spiritual masters in the mountains around the world. We know that they've been really holding that field. And it is really now time for us, all of us, of humanity, or as many as possible, to step into this position as the chaos of the changing of the epoch gets stronger at the moment. I mean, we're really in this changing field. So we need the stability, we need the solar power. And it is time, we say it over and over again, to take our position as a beacon of light, as a solar transmitter, as a beacon of peace and stability. It's a crucial role for all who are aware to play this role. This is, and again, here also is like, if you feel called, please do so. If you don't feel called, leave it. Yeah. We really want to express it to those who feel they have to play a role in this part of being the transmitter. Yeah.
Of course, this does not mean suppressing any trauma that comes up. It really means to work with whatever it is that is in the old patterns, to transmute it and to remind ourselves then to stay in this inner peace. We go to deeper and deeper levels of inner peace as we move through the material of the old world. So of course we're all doing this work. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Do you want to say, we had this incredible conversation on these multiple realities that we're going through at the moment.
Yes. Yeah. We are really seeing how this new framework of unity and diversity is working in us individually. So we're learning that the birth of this consciousness is happening in a big way in the inner realms by the fact that we're experiencing many realities simultaneously as single human beings. So we know that there needs to be no conflict between these levels of perception, but these simultaneous realities show us that life is a kaleidoscope of ever-changing geometry and colors, ever-changing perception. And that no matter where we are in life, we're always learning from the present situation. So this requires being very honest with the consciousness that's going through us. It's so important to realize that these different levels of reality, each of them it's almost like they have their own codex and codes of being. So, for example, we can experience one reality and it is coherent for us, and then we experience a whole other level that would appear to be giving us completely contrary information, but it's just that it's a different layer, it's a different dimension. So, for example, just to give an example to make it more concrete, maybe you want to give an example?
Yeah, I mean, in the reality of the soul, for example, and the work we are doing, and we're in this state of really touching and living the new earth, all may be perfectly peaceful, aligned, while in the reality of our human personality, we may be feeling momentarily chaotic or totally lost, and it can really, be overwhelming. So that's your whole world. While, a minute before, or maybe simultaneously, you feel also this layer of peacefulness and deep alignment with the new earth.
And vice versa. In your life,
vice versa.
You can appear, everything seems to be calm and posed and everything, and your soul is going, hello, wake up, wake up, wake up.
But it's, and also we may be seeing chaos and a sense of being lost at the level of the collective population, which is happening a lot these days. But at another level, all is well, and we know that because we're really moving to the new earth. We're there already. So our task is, I think, to give space to all these realms simultaneously within ourselves, and to know that we are infinite beings and we are able to embrace everything, to embrace the all. And in this grand drama of individual, planetary, and cosmic transformation, we have to embrace everything that is. And when we do embrace the all and understand it's part of our also our collective integration process in these times of transition. We see that everything is fleeting and momentary because the speed of consciousness is extraordinary fast. So don't feel you're schizophrenic in a way. These things just happen. They're okay. Just let them be and be aware of these layers. And I would really recommend, of course, to use the highest possible frequency that you can touch on some of these layers to bring it in to support the moving of the lower frequencies. Let's put it like that. Yeah. So these layers can also help each other. They can co-create in a way. They can cooperate. And in that way, you find that inner peace state again as soon as possible, and the transition and the transformation moves in a smoother way. So anyway, there's a whole miraculous thing going on, I think, within this whole transition period. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, I have a feeling we had a whole other chapter on miracles today, but I see that time is moving. We'll leave it for Sunday.
Yeah.
And we'll slowly start to go within for the work today, unless there's something.
Yeah, I want to just invite everybody to share their miracles, because I know, I mean, we're experiencing in this field an incredible amount of miracles. And it would be just great if you can also share them here during these days when we're holding this channel for between now and Sunday, that we know and we become more and more aware of the miracles we are facing, because sometimes we take them for granted.
Yeah.
But it's really important to stay conscious and be very aware of the changes that are happening when the new consciousness becomes manifest. Yeah. So it's an invitation. If you feel called, we love to read about your miracle.
Love to read about miracles.
Yeah.
I don't know if we said it, but we invite you, any of you that feel called to share, also share this video so it can touch as many people as possible. So we can be working.
Please do so.
With many people on this.
Yeah. So we're going to be preparing ourselves for the meditation, and we hope to see you and with as many people as possible coming Sunday at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to get ourselves ready for the meditation.
So I invite you to slowly drop your awareness into yourself, into your inner planes. Into the silence and the stillness. Into the deep, deep part of the ocean within you. This part that is always peaceful and still, beyond all the stories of the outer world. Allow everything in the outer world to just fall away. Just allow that outer world to totally dissolve for the next little while. And we will travel into the world within, into the inner planes of the quantum field. And we will move into the sacred space of the heart. Stabilizing our awareness in our inner temple. How is it there for you today? In this beautiful space, we will send our love and gratitude to Mother Earth and Father Sky, each and every one in your own special way. And we'll feel as this field of love and gratitude grows, as our heart expands with this beautiful feel. And then allow yourself to see, sense, or feel all the other human light beings that are activating this field of love and light all across the earth at this time. Allow yourself to see, sense, or feel all of the angelic realms that are here supporting us at our service. Feel the beauty and grace of this field of love and oneness. And now feel the field as we invite in Mary Magdalene, Yeshua, Babaji, and Ra. Please greet them and express your gratitude as they come to support us in today's work. And now greet the Arcturians who are so very, very happy to be with us today. This is a very special moment in our human history. A very special moment for setting the field for the next chapter to come. So we will slowly move back with our awareness into a space of stillness and silence in our inner temple. And we'll allow the richness of the field to permeate all of our cells in preparation for our journey today. And now we will slowly call in the white gold ray from the great central sun. The white gold ray is a very new frequency on Gaia. And it is asking to be integrated into our earth realm. It has an extremely high level of love light and has a deep capacity for multidimensional healing and liberation, for uplifting perception and heightening multisensory awareness, helping develop deeper levels of peace, harmony, and understanding within the human collective. Allow this ray, this frequency, to move through your system and see, sense, or feel how it moves and what it does in your system. The white gold ray is a very powerful remedy for the great field of grief and terror that is being experienced by many people at this time. So let's allow these emotions to be healed in ourselves, to completely surrender to the deep healing power of this ray. As this ray, as the frequencies continue to work through your system, we will direct the white gold ray towards the rest of the human family to heal the field of terror and grief. We'll activate this ray all across the earth and allow it to move to all those who are in suffering and in need of its healing at this time. We'll hold the whole planet in this healing field with this frequency, which we become aware of, that in this frequency is the Sophia Christ consciousness. And we allow ourselves and all others to bathe in its beautiful, nourishing, soft, and gentle quality. This is one of the most beautiful gifts we can imagine. And we can access it at any time. Feel, sense, or see how these frequencies are holding you, nourishing you, and so easily dissolving anything that is in the way of your liberation and sovereignty. This ray is a gift from the highest realms of consciousness, and the gift is given freely to anyone who is ready to receive it. Allow a little more time to bathe in this beautiful field. And from this space, Ra is now asking us to bring in his gold frequency pattern, directing it from the northern part of the axis to the south, bringing it down the axis of the earth from the north to the south. And when this light passes out the southern side of the earth, it circles around one side and back down the axis again. As it moves out a second time through the south axis, it circles back the other side, across the other side of the earth, creating a lemniscat, an infinity symbol. And as this frequency moves across the earth, when this golden light and this infinity symbol starts to move on its own with our intention, we witness a golden energy field building around the whole planet. This golden energy field becomes more and more intense as we observe it. And we start to notice that all the beings on earth, all the plants, all the humans, all the minerals and the animals all begin to glow with a golden aura. The auras, which were often white, are now glowing in golden colors. And we will observe how this has a newly vitalized life on earth. We will see, sense, or feel how it is to be living in this new reality, new revitalized reality. And as we witness this new reality, we become aware of the glow of the Sophia Christos consciousness permeating all life on earth. It emanates from all sentient beings. The Sophia Christos is becoming more and more anchored on earth, and her intelligence is permeating all life, amplifying this consciousness. And in this beautiful field of consciousness, we are visited by Heket, the ancient Egyptian frog goddess, who appears as a human being with the head of a frog. Heket midwives new life and breathes life into beings before they are placed in their mother's womb. When each person has been crafted, it is she that brings them to life. Heket is here now to breathe the new breath of life into the new divine humans that we are. This is a great ceremony as she breathes into us the new divine human diamond template. Open yourself and surrender to this new universal breath of life as she gifts you with this activation. Open yourselves and receive. Allow it to happen easily and effortlessly at the level it can happen today. This is the new divine human diamond template. This is your new you, slowly coming online in its totally new form. See, sense, or feel what is happening. This will continue to work for several days and weeks. And you can come back to this space anytime you wish. So for those who would like to stay in this field, then please do so. And for those who are ready to come back, I invite you to come back. The awareness of the sacred space of your heart. Take a few deep breaths. Feel your fingers and your toes. Stretch a little bit. And when you are ready, I invite you to open your eyes. Please be gentle with yourselves in the days to come. Thank you so much for being here. We wish you a beautiful Navaratri beginning, and we look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Namaste.
Namaste.